Pixar Studios, once synonymous with groundbreaking creativity and storytelling in animation, has experienced a noticeable decline in the quality of its films in recent years. While classics like Toy Story, Finding Nemo, and Up showcased Pixar's ability to captivate audiences with original stories and characters, the studio's trajectory took a turn with sequels like Cars 2 and Monsters University. However, the real testament to Pixar's decline is evident in its 2020s releases, with films like Soul, Toy Story 4, and Coco winning Oscars but failing to match the brilliance of their predecessors. Pixar's influence on animation and film has been unparalleled. The studio revolutionized the industry, pushing the boundaries of what animated films could achieve and earning critical acclaim and commercial success. The Pixar brand became synonymous with creativity, emotional depth, and memorable characters, leading to numerous accolades at award shows. The decline in quality became increasingly evident with the emergence of films such as Elemental. Elemental, while touted as an original and unique story, falls victim to what critics call the Pixar story's structure. This formulaic approach, while successful in the past, has been tiresome and unoriginal. The rigid adherence to the once upon a time, every day until one day, because of that, until finally structure has made Pixar films predictable and formulaic, diminishing the impact they once had on audiences. The plot of Elemental follows this structure closely. It is a romantic comedy involving elementals with the tagline "Opposites React." However, the execution lacks the smooth authenticity that made earlier Pixar films memorable. The emotional resonance found in classics like Finding Nemo and Up feels forced and artificial in Elemental. The film relies heavily on tried and tested emotional triggers, failing to capture the genuine connection between characters. The decision to have fire as immigrants and water as the rich and wealthy introduces a socio-economic dimension to the elemental world. While using elemental characteristics to represent societal divisions is an intriguing idea, it also carries the risk of oversimplification and reinforcing stereotypes. The concept of fire being immigrants may touch on real-world issues, but the execution needs to be handled with sensitivity and nuance to avoid perpetuating harmful generalizations. Pixar's strength has always been in its ability to create universes that are both fantastical and relatable, offering audiences a chance to explore unique realms while drawing parallels to their own experiences. In the case of Elemental, there seems to be a missed opportunity to infuse the elemental world with the depth, creativity, and allegorical richness that could elevate the storytelling. One notable flaw lies in the film's predictability and blandness. The central storyline between the main characters, Wade and Ember, lacks the innovation and charm seen in Pixar's earlier works. The romantic narrative adheres to banal tropes, making it the least interesting aspect of the film. The film's attempt to infuse depth with side characters, particularly in the Cyclone Stadium scene, falls flat. The execution of the scene where Wade encourages a depressed sports athlete feels sappy and lacks the nuanced approach needed for relevant themes. A missed opportunity arises as the scene could have explored the relatable theme of resilience and the struggle to succeed, a direction that would have resonated more with audiences. The scene at the Cyclone Stadium in Elemental attempts to inject a moment of inspiration and positivity into the storyline but falls short due to its execution. In this pivotal moment, Wade, the protagonist, manages to uplift the spirits of a star player, altering the atmosphere of the game and subsequently changing Ember's perception of him. However, the problem lies in the scene's overly sentimental and sappy portrayal of a depressed sports athlete, a theme relevant in today's world. The depiction of the athlete's struggle lacks depth and thoughtful consideration, reducing a potentially powerful moment to a cliched and superficial portrayal. Instead of delving into the complexities of mental health in sports, the scene opts for a formulaic approach that undermines the authenticity of the emotions involved. A more impactful approach would have been for Wade to fail in his attempt to make a positive impact on the team's performance. This alternative scenario would align more closely with the realities of life, where the effort and positive intentions don't always guarantee success. This change would have elevated the scene by infusing it with a sense of realism and relatability. By showcasing Wade's genuine effort, despite the favourable outcome, the film could have conveyed a valuable life lesson. Life, much like a sports game, is filled with challenges, setbacks, and losses. By portraying the struggle to win and the importance of perseverance, the film could have resonated more deeply with audiences, both adults and children alike. This direction would not only have been more admirable, but also aligned with Pixar's roots in storytelling that transcends age groups. Children in particular could have learned from Wade's resilience and the understanding that failure is a part of the journey. Such a narrative choice would have made the character more relatable and the film more impactful. This shift would have still had a profound impact on Ember's perception of Wade. The genuine effort and positive energy he displayed even in the face of failure would have highlighted his character's depth and integrity. Ember, witnessing this authentic portrayal of determination, might have found a new appreciation for Wade's sincerity and resilience, creating a more nuanced and compelling character arc. In essence, the execution of the stadium scene in Elemental missed an opportunity to deliver a more meaningful and realistic message about life's struggles. By opting for a trite resolution, the film falls into the trap of predictability, contributing to the overall decline in the quality of Pixar's storytelling in recent years. Within the somewhat lackluster landscape of Elemental, an unexpected gem emerges in the form of the relationship between Ember and her father, Bernie. This dynamic, characterized by quick wit and explosive temper, stands out as a beacon of authenticity in a film marked by formulaic storytelling. The strength of their interactions lies in the genuine emotions and conflicts that unfold, offering a refreshing departure from the predictability that plagues other aspects of the narrative. Unlike the conventional romantic storyline between Wade and Ember, the Ember-Bernie relationship introduces a layer of complexity and depth to the film. The quick-witted banter and occasional clashes between the two characters mirror the nuances of real-life parent-child relationships. Bernie's protective yet occasionally overbearing nature and Ember's spirited independence create a dynamic that resonates with authenticity. The film's strongest scenes gravitate around Ember and Bernie, providing a compelling exploration of the complexities inherent in familial bonds. The audience witnesses moments of tension, disagreement, and, most importantly, genuine love. Animated films often shy away from delving into the intricacies of parent-child relationships, preferring simpler narratives. However, Elemental breaks this mold, offering a more nuanced portrayal that reflects the multifaceted nature of family dynamics. The unique strength of this parent-child relationship lies not only in its authenticity but also in its underexplored nature in the realm of animated films. While many animated stories tend to focus on friendships or romantic relationships, Ember and Bernie's connection adds a layer of emotional depth that is both refreshing and rare. The film, through their interactions, subtly changes the notion that family relationships must conform to cliched expectations, presenting a more genuine and relatable portrayal. The inclusion of a father-daughter narrative also serves to diversify the emotional palette of the film. The audience experiences a range of emotions, from laughter to empathy, as Ember and Bernie navigate the ups and downs of their relationship. These moments of emotional authenticity stand in stark contrast to the more contrived and predictable elements of the film, emphasizing the missed opportunities in other aspects of Elemental. The unexpected strength of Elemental lies in its portrayal of the relationship between Ember and her father, Bernie. Elemental stands as a microcosm of Pixar's broader decline, symbolizing a departure from the studio's once innovative roots. The film reflects a troubling shift, where Pixar, once celebrated for breaking new ground in animated storytelling, has now succumbed to a formulaic approach that fails to captivate audiences as it once did. This decline is not an isolated misstep, but rather a discernible pattern woven into the fabric of the studio's recent releases. The Pixar brand was built on a foundation of creativity, originality, and a willingness to explore uncharted territories in animation. Films like Toy Story, Finding Nemo, and Up demonstrated a commitment to pushing boundaries, both narratively and visually. However, Elemental showcases a disheartening departure from this ethos. Instead of venturing into the unexplored storytelling realms, the film adheres rigidly to the Pixar story structure, a formula that, while once successful, now feels tired and uninspired. The formulaic nature of Elemental underscores a broader trend in Pixar's recent endeavors. The studio, which was once synonymous with groundbreaking storytelling, now seems content to rely on a predictable template that prioritizes emotional triggers over genuine innovation. The decline is not about a single film falling short of expectations, it is about a collective shift in the studio's creative philosophy. Pixar's earlier works were celebrated for their ability to resonate with audiences of all ages. The stories were not just animated, they were emotional journeys that left a lasting impact. However, Elemental fails to capture that magic. It mirrors a decline in the studio's ability to connect with audiences on a profound level. relying on familiar beats and worn-out narrative structures that lack the freshness and authenticity of their predecessors. This decline is a result of various factors, including the studio's reliance on sequels and a reluctance to take creative risks. Pixar's golden era was marked by a willingness to tell unconventional stories, but recent releases have leaned heavily on established franchises and sequel production. This shift has compromised the studio's ability to bring forth the same level of innovation and originality that defined its earlier successes. Elemental is a symptom of a larger issue within Pixar. The film's adherence to a formulaic structure is emblematic of a studio that seems to have lost its willingness to take creative risks and innovate. As audiences yearn for fresh narratives and inventive storytelling, Pixar's recent decline serves as a stark reminder of the challenges faced by even the most illustrious animation studios when they lose sight of the principles that made them great. If Pixar wishes to reclaim its former glory, it must rediscover its commitment to pushing boundaries and telling stories that resonate in ways that transcend formulaic predictability. In conclusion, the palpable decline of Pixar is starkly evident in films like Elemental, a somber reflection of a once groundbreaking studio now ensnared by the shackles of formulaic storytelling. The hallmark of Pixar, characterized by unparalleled originality and emotional resonance, is undeniably waning. The studio, once a beacon of innovation, is now at a critical juncture, leaving audiences to ponder whether it can muster the strength to recapture its former glory or if the decline marks a more permanent shift in the animation landscape. Elemental stands as a poignant example of this decline, representing a missed opportunity for Pixar to reinvigorate its storytelling prowess. The film, shackled by the constraints of a predictable narrative structure, fails to recapture the magic that made Pixar a trailblazer in the animation industry. The once dynamic studio, celebrated for pushing boundaries and challenging conventions, now finds itself mired in a sea of conformity, sacrificing its unique voice in favor of tried and tested formulas. The decline extends beyond a single film. It reflects a systematic issue within Pixar's recent body of work. The studio's reluctance to take creative risks and its reliance on established storytelling frameworks have contributed to a gradual erosion of its innovative spirit. The very essence that set Pixar apart, its ability to craft emotionally resonant original narratives, appears to be fading, replaced by a more formulaic and risk-averse approach. The question that lingers is whether Pixar can reverse this trend and reclaim its former glory. The studio has proven its resilience in the past, overcoming challenges and setbacks to deliver cinematic masterpieces. However, the current decline signals a need for introspection and a re-evaluation of creative priorities. Can Pixar rediscover the courage to break free from the formulaic molds and return to the forefront of groundbreaking animation? As audiences yearn for fresh, compelling narratives, Pixar's future hangs in the balance. The decline may be indicative of a more profound shift in the animation landscape, with emerging studios and storytellers stepping up to fill the void left by Pixar's diminishing influence. The animation world eagerly awaits Pixar's response, whether it will muster the resilience to reinvent itself and recapture the hearts of audiences or succumb to a new era where the once mighty studio is overshadowed by others willing to embrace innovation and originality.